while he's sorting that out, my name's Adam Walker. I run Hubspoke Media. We're based upstairs. I also have the pleasure of hosting a podcast with this good-looking young man trying to use a computer
I have no idea what
currently. And when I saw the theme about IT, whilst we deal in marketing and media, basically anything using a camera, laptops, if it's in a digital space, we use it, but then we can take it onto TV advertising, cinema advertising, banners, flyers, you name it. But when I'm actually looking at the businesses that we work with, I want you to think of this today, because you might go, this might not apply. It's disappeared, Andy. It might go that you might think that this might not apply, but actually I think it's really interesting because I revisit this all the time in terms of how we operate my business. I've been going 9 years. Now I've got staff, VAT registration, all of these hurdles that you've kind of got to come across, and to be honest, absolutely learn everything as you're going. So this has been a big journey for me in terms of like growing my business, and these are kind of how I sort of start to look at things. And there is an episode about business in a box on the podcast, and it's going to link back to the IT. I'm not just here to say do social media, it's great. Okay, so next slide. So a very fetching quote that I created today. Businesses can be much like cardboard boxes, covered in gaffer tape, bit bashed on the edges. However, anything with gaffer tape, I like it. It's all good with me. Business is not simple, it's not easy. Yeah, I'll do that. It's not simple, it's not easy, it requires work. If it was easy, everybody would do it. And it can feel quite lonely, which is great why it's great to see people at events like this, because you get out and see other people. So be warned, old school graphics, very much deliberately. As you can imagine, we work a lot with media. I'm just trying to keep it simple today, okay, and hopefully not death by PowerPoint. So when you set up a business, you have an idea, and you go, I've got this idea, and I'm going to bring it through this lovely different set of multicoloured boxes, and there's all the customers. I've developed my business, I've done the various things, I've done the marketing and advertising, and they're now paying me money. Is that how it goes? In reality, that's what happens, right? So you set off on your idea, and before you know it, you're taking detours and all sorts. You've got people asking, do you do this? And you might not have thought about it, and you go, well, actually, we can do that. Do you do X and Y? Do you do this? Do you do that? Oh, I know someone that works along this, and we just need a little bit. We don't need the whole package of what you do, but we just need a bit of it. So you end up constantly adjusting for your customers and working with them. Obviously, set your expectations. If you can't do it, don't say you can. But in reality, my journey in terms of running my business, it's like this. And it was like this today at times. I came in, I had a lovely calendar set out today, and then very quickly it turned into that. And that can just be caused by somebody knocking on the door. So in reality, that's how I see the business journey. And I'd rather say that. That's okay. That's quite normal. So, the solution, okay? You've got your business idea. You're going to look at all the business cliches that you know and go, wow, that's going to help me. I had fun looking through these. I like the puppet at the top there next to the end. You start seeing all these sort of things where you go, well, what does that actually mean? When I'm dealing with a business that looks like this really doesn't, pushing a big ball up a hill, having a light bulb for a head, to represent you having ideas, doesn't necessarily help. Obviously, I'm joking here. So, what you need to do is sort out your business box, is how I see it. Okay, so you got your idea, and what you need to do is build the box so you can then put your idea into the box. And then what you do is you get the box, pick it up, you walk to the bin. No, you don't. I'm joking. Sorry, you don't do that. You put your idea in the box, your box is ready. What you do is you pick it up, you walk over and you set it on, no, you don't set it on fire. You don't do that either. Don't do that. It can feel like you might want to do that with that journey that you saw, but don't do that. The way I actually see it is my business box is everything that packages and contains my business, okay? Very cliche. So if we go back to the cliches and the other thing, absolutely. But sometimes you can use it as a model to try and help understand how you're going to do it. And when I say business box, it could be your organizations, it could be talking about your product in particular, or package, or how you operate something. And it's about putting the framework around it all. So the idea gets you started, but the box allows you to actually deliver against it. And I'm going to go into the structure that I think and how I think about it in terms of how you can deliver your idea and deliver it well on that crazy journey that we saw at the start. Components, floor, foundation. Yeah, floor of the box. Foundation, walls, helps contain the contents, helps quantify it, helps set a framework for people to land in and stay within. The opening, that allows things in. I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you're not making it clear on how people can engage with you and this, that and the other, you need to make sure you've got the right openings in place. And then the lid, trap them. No, don't trap them. Keep the things in the box. How do you work with them? And I see the lid as your retention arm. So, nice little flow diagram. The questions I always ask when I'm working with somebody, so they might come in and go, we want to work with you on X or Y. Essentially, there's an idea or a thing. So what I do is the 4 W's. Who, what, where, why. So who are you trying to reach? So this could be anything from a Unlock Your Potential Down to Skills Booster course. Who are you trying to reach? What is it that you're doing? And what is it that they would be doing, if that makes sense? So it's like twofold, one for you and one for the client. Where can be, how does someone engage with it? Where do they engage with it? Is it a physical shop? They've got to physically walk in the door? Or can they get in touch online? Or can they email? Or do they have to go to a website? What do they have to do? And then the why would they actually bother in the first place? What's the motivations? Because then you start unpicking the marketing messages and you can work out from there. So when you're looking at the floor of your box, you're looking at the systems that will land your client. It's like, I call it the magic moment, when you get someone in the room, they're talking to you, they're interested in whatever it is you want to do. But you need to consider things like, if it's from the get-go, your domain names, your branding, your website, email, phones, contracts, forms, IT systems, processes, Google Business I've put in there because everyone forgets Google Business. They're like the things where you're going to ultimately capture people. Social media is kind of on this, but it's on the next one in terms of an active component. I always see the floor or the base being the thing that is the target that you're aiming for. Okay, so is it clear? Can people get in touch with you easily and this, that and the other? So by answering the who, what, where, why, you've established that, and then everything that you build on top of that feeds into that, and hopefully you're doing it. Now this can be applied to a simple thing of you want to do a survey. Yeah, you could be surveying people, this, that and the other. That can be applied to this. It doesn't have to be a full business. It can be anything that you're doing or trying to run. So next step is we build the walls. So where are you customers? Because I've missed the R off. Thanks, Liz. I wrote this afternoon after our other meeting, so you can forgive me for that. By the way, people, if you're watching the video, it'll be corrected when you see it. Where are you customers? So where are you customers? Basically, well, that's a good question, actually. Where are you customers? So where are they? What ecosphere they're in? What are they doing? How old? What activities are they doing? Is it you're trying to target parents? And you might go, we'll try and target Facebook when they've put the kids to bed. Things like that. So should we be posting at 9:30 in the morning? Probably not. If we target the evening, so you start thinking about what people are doing, where they are, how they're interacting. Could it be you just stand on the side of the street with a billboard in front of the relevant place? You could be a gym and you stand outside of a cake shop. You might get booed and told to go away, but there's an example. But build some walls. But this is the point where people always come to me and they go, right, but we've posted on social media, we've posted an advert, we've done a bit of Google advertising. It's not a one-stop. So I'm still going 9 years later. I still haven't got all the answers in terms of the marketing. In fact, we have to change what we do, and we have to adjust it. Sometimes people think, if I post once a week, I will get this. If I post twice a week, I will get even more. I'll get twice as much business. It doesn't work like that. You've got to constantly showing up. And the problem, what I'd say with social media is often people are going, buy our thing, please. Yeah, okay, next week. Did you know you could buy our thing? You should buy our thing. Third week. Have you bought our thing yet? Here's why you should buy it. And people don't engage. right? So you could be posting a load of stuff and going, I'm doing loads of activity, but it's not necessarily the right activity. Okay, so consideration around that. So what we're looking at there, building walls, is your social media, your PR, press releases, things like that. Networking, paid advertising, working with stakeholders, bringing information along. Case studies, who have you worked with? Out-of-home advertising, outdoor. Content creation, I'm doing it now. Speaking, email newsletters. What are those things that you are actively doing to try and bring people along? So now that we've built some walls, and we're doing that on a regular basis, we're going to create the opening, okay? The opening is all about how someone gets in touch. You won't believe how many times I've seen creative where it goes, hey, this is the feature on what we're working with or what we're doing, and it stops there. They've forgotten to say, go to our website, or if you want to know more, here you go, or DM us, whatever it may be. Don't have to do it all the time, don't always lead for that sale. Sometimes, if I was just going, if Andy was doing a report on cybersecurity and he went, have you heard this latest news about cybersecurity? He's not going, contact me to get in touch. He's going, no, have you heard the news? That's it. Take care, everyone. Yeah, that's the social part of social media. But here, it's the call to action. Are they coming in through the website? Social media, there's so many times I've seen clients that have got social media, we've gone into their accounts, and then you go, did you know you've got like 5 unread messages in Facebook business page? I'm like, no. What do you mean? I was like, you've got 5 inquiries that have been sat there and not been answered. Yeah. So if you're on social media, you've got to be prudent in checking DMs and checking inboxes. And believe me, it can be a nightmare because the more openings you create, the more openings you have. But that's where you can use automation, automated messages in Facebook and things like that to do that. And you might go, great, here's a link to a form. Here's a link to the website, yada, yada, yada. Okay, so establishing what that is, that'll depend on what your business is and what you do. So then creating the lid. Okay, so once you're working and you're doing it, and you've got people buying your thing or working with you, or signing up and doing it, you've got them all. What can you implement to retain them? Okay, so either sell a similar product again if it's a life cycle product and it goes around and it comes again, or is it coming up to the end of a 12-month agreement and you go in there? Or is it an event that you're running every so often? Have you asked for feedback? We're very good at getting the work, we're very good at doing the marketing beforehand, but sometimes it's just a case of going, Andy, do you know you got that really good social media guy that works with you?
Adam, I think he's called.
Yeah, there's another Adam in Hubspoke. That's the one he's talking about. Yeah, him. Could you leave a review, please? That'd be and it's horrible to ask, but you've got to, okay, and make sure you do that because other people do look at it and do see it. And we're seeing a massive increase again on Google reviews. Everyone was going on Facebook and going off this. Google at the moment, for me, in terms of the review space, that's leading the way from what I've seen. So the question is, yes, Adam, there's a load of waffle about various things and what do you do, but how do I do it? Right, Microsoft Teams, we make a joke on the podcast about Andy saying buy Teams. I signed up with Andy a few years ago and we operate on a sort of trusted partner basis, so we work with each other, but our businesses complement and we try and help each other out where necessary. So Andy oversees that. He instated all the Office 365 things for me. So then I'm going into meetings, I'm meeting with big clients that are huge in some case, and I'm just a very small part of something. They might go, could you just go take some photos? But I've got the email servers that can go toe to toe. My incidences of getting hit into spam and things like this are so much better. When I'm getting audited by the suppliers, they're going, what systems are you using? When I go Office 365, they go, great, sorted, thank you. Have you got 2FA on? Of course I have. I've got Andy with me. I had no choice. Actually had no choice. So Teams is great, but it's a filing system. Originally, I thought it was just a video calling system, but we use it for our filing. We can do automation in there. Microsoft Forms is incredible. So SurveyMonkey is what everyone tends to think of or did think of. Use Microsoft Forms. It's awesome. And then there is AI that is now being implemented with Copilot and stuff like that in there as well. And Andy's been doing tasters on how you can use Copilot. So you could say, give me a summary of where we're last up to. Do I have any jobs to do for Andy that I've forgotten about? And it'll say, yeah, you have. You've forgotten to. You forgot to, yeah. Yeah, that way. You've already got one. Leave it that way around. Social media management software, yes, we use that. We do social media at scale. But you can have the smaller package in-house, that is a great place. Do you know what I was saying about monitoring inboxes? Pulls it all in for you. There we are, job done. If you're just on Instagram and Facebook, just use the Business Suite tool. Yeah, and you can see it all on there. Canva, what an incredible app. That has been developed so well over the last few years. Absolutely nothing wrong with it. It is amazing. And it's worth paying for the Pro. I'm telling you that now. £20 a month, I think it is. Do it. In apps, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, there's loads of editing capability in there. And of course, you've got Adobe Creative Cloud like we use, Photoshop, all of that sort of stuff. Podcasters from Spotify. We've got a podcast studio upstairs. We work with podcasters from Spotify. It is an app where it handles all of your podcast distribution. It's free for you to use. Feel free to go and do that. Record some audio, log in, upload it, away you go. Clarity and direction for the team. So the other bit is my people. So obviously I've developed a team. You're completely reliant on your team when you set up. And I've realised more so that because when one of your team members, say, makes a typo, which is a very normal human error to make, I suddenly get a phone call. It's like, what? I don't know what we're talking about here. What? You know, so what you've got to understand is it's about working with your team for clarity and direction to make sure that when you're implementing the walls, in this case, that they know what they're steering to. So do they know how someone gets in touch? Do they know the process for coming on board and sale? They might not do all of it. They might not do the paperwork, but do they know what it is? As long as they know, say there's a contract, they don't need to write the contract. You can handle that if need be, or if it's appropriate, they can handle it. But train them, invest the time. They get autonomy and responsibility, and that's one of the best things you can do. And it's so important to get that right. I know it's easy to just focus on the technology today, but in the cybersecurity side, the biggest weakness in any cybersecurity system is the people. Human error coming through, leaking information. It's equally the most important thing for me in terms of business, because when it's that spaghetti junction of a mess, when you're trying to navigate every day, you need your team on side to do that. Most of all, trusted partners. So I've talked about it once. Best thing I've done. Okay, got Liz over there. Give us a wave, Liz. There you go. Liz, fantastic, right? Liz is a marketing company. I'm a marketing company. Liz and I work together. Awesome. Tone of voice, branding, direction, all of that. Absolutely love it. I just get to do the pictures. Thank you. That's nice. We drew some pictures and presented it today at a meeting, didn't we? We coloured in. Yeah, professional colourinera. But it's more than that. And it's like, you know, you could say that Liz and I compete. Yeah. But we don't need to have a fight about it. We work together, work collaboratively, and there's skills that each of us have where we can work with each other and develop. And there's no problem. There's enough work for everybody. Work together, build relationships. I work with a number of marketing companies, believe it or not. Yeah, it's finding your fit. My IT support sat right here. My PAT testers sat at the end of the table. Yeah, I need these people in order to run and deliver my business. Yeah, reach outside of your business. It's absolutely fine to. I know it's very easy to go, this is mine, and I'm fighting for the revenue and I'm fighting for this, that, and the other. Try and build trusted partners. Okay, and the trick to that is no silly tricks, no silly business. People that work with you and aligned with you. Find specialists in the stuff that you don't necessarily do, or you're too busy to do. That's the other way of looking at it. And then you can either go subcontract the work. So Andy's got quite a number of clients where I've gone in, and originally what I was doing is I was seeing all these IT issues coupled with all the social media and everything else. So I was trying to fix all the IT, going, what am I doing here? So in the end I was like, Andy, I've got an IT issue with this client, would you be able to help them? Yes, put me in touch, sorted. Yeah, I move on, continue doing the marketing, all of their stuff's taken care of. Basically, it can be hard. I absolutely love it, been going 9 years. Get some friends that you can work with and build something really pretty amazing. Be proud of what you do, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's got to be fun, right? That is all from me. That's meant to say thank you, not just a black box on the screen. People in the video, you'll see thank you. Alina, put thank you on. There it is. Thank you. There we go. Any questions, by all means?